Next, we need to understand whether we want wired or Bluetooth speakers. Wired is always best. You're not going to get any latency with a wired speaker. When you mention, or when people like me mention wired speakers, and those that have never had a surround sound system always kind of cringe. They imagine wires everywhere, and there kind of is a degree of that, but it's not as bad as it may seem, and things have got a lot more sensible and more tidier than what they used to be. Furthermore, it's very easy now to get incredibly thin, high quality speaker cable that you can either lay flat under rugs or carpets, or even, sort of micro cable that I use from QED that you can place just around and tack around the room. It's always best to consider the wired approach first, simply because the quality is going to be a lot better. There's not going to be any latency at all. However, not everyone is prepared to do that, and there are options for Bluetooth speakers that you can use as a surround setup. This is amp dependent, of course, because not all amps will work with Bluetooth speakers, and they tend to only work with Bluetooth speakers of their particular make. So sort of Denon tends to work best with its HEOS speakers, which are Bluetooth, which are really good. And then, they do work with other Bluetooth speakers, but, it's always best to stick with the brand that you're using with the AV amp. But you're always going to get latency with Bluetooth speakers, no matter how good they are. And they have improved incredibly, even just in the last couple of years, but there still is a degree of latency that you have to consider. And what that can mean is if you're watching something on screen, whether that's on your TV or whether that's also on a projection, is that what you're going to see is that sound reaction that you expect to hear from a visual clue on screen is just going to be slightly out. And when that happens, that can be a little jarring. And there are a lot of audio Bluetooth technologies now that are coming out that are really good, but also this has an impact if you move down the Bluetooth route on the cost of your system, because Bluetooth speakers for surround are not cheap. Amps that support Bluetooth in terms of a surround system, again, are not cheap too. Always, if you can, the cheapest option is wired speakers, and think of that first, because that's your cheapest, and also in terms of sound, in terms of latency, that's your best option. If you must go down the Bluetooth option, that's going to increase the cost of your budget considerably, and also add some other elements that can go wrong, and also add some sort of delay and what have you. So those are things that you should consider too.